True Charity does a good job just bringing attention to questioning how do charities operate? How do nonprofits and churches work on helping those experiencing poverty? Because, for most of us who maybe jump into this work, we like, oh, we do a food pantry, or do a free store, or, this benevolence program, whatever the case may be. And we just kind of go off of what's traditionally been done or what we think traditionally has been done. Whereas True Charity, I think, does a really good job of saying, hey, let's actually be very intentional about how are we helping? How are we working in our communities? And are we actually upholding the dignity of the people that we're working with?
True Charity has inspired our organization to be more mindful of how we do benevolence and to learn how to recognize people's needs and really the heart of their need, and to be more really empathetic toward their situation.
I have been impressed with True Charity, and True Charity seems to really punch above its weight. Just the quality of its content and its approach, the way that it is intentional at delivering not only good content, but delivering it in a good, positive way.
I came to know True Charity more through their resources. I was formerly connected to some other national organizations, serving with community development, and was just blown away by the amount of resources that True Charity offers at next to nothing cost-wise. So really started using their resources and then learned more about their philosophy and their philosophy of ministry after that.
As far as favorite resources as a network member, I think the model action plans and toolkits are a great resource. And I know True Charity is always putting out some more of those, but those have been really handy, both for us as an organization, if there's programs that we're trying to rethink how to revamp it, or maybe something that we want to launch, we can go there and it's all spelled out nice and easy of like, hey, here's what this idea is, here's some places that are actually doing it, even, here's some of their forms or processes. One
of the tools that in particular that we've used a lot is the assessment tools. We have a vetting process where we really help narrow down who we're serving, do they want to be there, and what are the outcomes they're looking for. And that's hard to really come by in just a simple interview. And so the self-assessments that True Charity has offered, we were able to kind of ditch the ones that we used before and go with theirs. It's been so helpful in really selecting people for our ministry that we are uniquely equipped to serve.
My social service director has a background in behavioral health, especially with defiant teenagers. And she was reading through some of the material, and she said, I wish I had this 20 years ago when I was in the classroom. And she has taken those tools, and now she's using them in her evaluation during intake and working with our clients.
So if someone's thinking about joining True Charity, what I would say is probably just go ahead and do it. It's a really reasonable rate compared to other memberships and things out there. It's like $20 a month, essentially, I think. And for the content that you get and the discounts that you have access to, so like one of the things that we do is faith and finances classes, and as a True Charity member, we get, I think, a 20% discount or so on facilitator training. So that saved us at least that much money, because we've had a couple people go through that training with Chalmers, and so by being a True Charity member, we've got that money back just from that thing alone. And so there's those discounts with different community partners. There's the model action plans, which, like I said, if you're looking at revamping a program or starting a program, those are excellent resources for just getting started and figuring out what's out there and who do we talk to.
If someone were to ask me, what would be the benefits of becoming a member of True Charity, I think I would challenge them to find as many resources as are provided by True Charity for $20 a month anywhere else. There's no way. The access to those, not just the resource, but the training, the modules that are out there, so much that we do not have to replicate and duplicate. I would just challenge them to find, to look through the resources that are available and see if there's even one that's that valuable. Sign up.
I think True Charity occupies a very important space. True Charity is not only going to grow, but the need for it is going to grow. So I really applaud True Charity for being such a faithful steward in how it occupies its convening and empowering space beyond just one cause and beyond just for churches or just for nonprofits.